Hi, nice to meet you. I'm gonna talk to you about my path to staff engineer and the ups and downs of my journey. So I am a software engineer and I like to solve problems. This is a skill, this is also a problem, because when you have friends that want to vent with you, they don't want solutions, they just want to vent. And my default behavior is, yeah, but you should do that. Okay, so across my career, I've been in tech for a bit more than 15 years. I could work and apply code to solve problems for example, electric vehicles, charging poles, to concert system, audio systems, from VR to password managers, and now at Datadog, infrastructure monitoring and security and application monitoring. So what I understood over these years, over the first 10 years of my career, is that technical challenges, they always find their solution. The hardest part of our job is that we don't work only with robots, we work with humans. And that is the beginning of my journey to the staff role. So my name is Paola Ducolin. I'm a staff software engineer at Datadog. I'm Italian. I'm a co-organizer at Ladies of Code Paris. That is a group of women that work in tech or that want to work in tech. It's a safe place. We have a Slack, and then we organize in a very anarchic way meetups, and eventually we ended up having one meetup per month over the last 2 years, but out of luck. And I'm also a co-organizer at Queer.js. That is a community where everybody is welcome, and the stage is reserved to LGBTQI+ people. And this connects to the fact that our next meetup in Paris is gonna be on October 15th at Datadog. You can join, join through the website. Yeah, there is a QR code. Oh. Thank you. So, a bit less than 1 year ago, I was promoted to staff at Datadog, and I wrote an article about it. I used it like to uncharge all the energy that I put in the journey. It took me 4 years to get there. No, 3 years to get there. And today I'm gonna talk about this article, basically. So you can go and read the article and it's done. No, kidding. I hope it's gonna be more fun to hear me. So these are the steps. Yes. We start from the investigation, like what is staff engineer? I was a staff engineer at Dashlane, a password manager company. And I joined Datadog as Cecile, getting a demotion on my role, as I joined as a senior engineer. I got a salary bump. So yeah, that is one of the choosing criteria. And also I was joining a bigger company. So bigger challenges, kind of challenges that you cannot find everywhere. But the role of staff was blurry at Datadog. It was a brand new role. Most of the existing staff were working on distributed systems. I had no knowledge about distributed systems. And senior engineers are supposed to be tech lead at Datadog. So what was staff about? I started investigating. I started talking to people. I started talking to other staff engineers that already were in the role. And I eventually found my first mentor while working on my first project that was 3 months in the company, a new project from scratch. I had the chance to be working full stack, and that gave me visibility over all the stacks. So from front end to back end to the agent, that is a software that is installed at customers. And where I found the developer experience was the lowest. Inside the front-end community, where I worked for most of the project, I had a chance to find my first mentor, as I said, And he told me that what was important to the company was efficiency. So I kind of understood better what staff was about. There were mentions of cross-team impact, cross-team work, business impact, basically working as an engineer, as a product manager, as a project manager, all together efficiently. So I kind of understood that what I was missing in my experience was a project. And this is where I started looking for it. And well, the first project that I tried to push for was to have property-based testing into the front-end stack. I wrote an RFC, that is a document where you request comments. I explained what property testing was about. I explained how it could help with the race conditions in JavaScript. I did also a POC, a proof of concept, during a hackathon, and I found out that the front-end stack recently moved to another testing, like they just switched the technical stack for testing. They just moved to React testing library, so they already had many changes there, and people had to adopt there first. And also, the race condition that I was thinking about, that is the most common one in JavaScript, is with a search bar, where you type something and the backend comes back, and then you type something else, and in the meantime, you have the replies from the backend that overlap with each other. And well, it was already handled. So there was no bug to fix, no race condition to fix. So the RFC was refused. Still, this was a great experience to connect people and to talk to people and to be visible. So while there, I gained more and more confidence and more familiarity with the people. And eventually, I gave a talk internally to the front-end community and then externally at DevOps with another another senior engineer that was passionate about testing. So back to the agent, where the developer experience was very low. I analyzed that the QA for the agent took forever. So we have long release cycle. They used to be longer. We used to freeze the code for more than 1 week, and everybody used to QA all the tasks that were merged over the past release cycle. And this was manual, totally manual. And I found it was, I didn't like it. I hated it. I didn't want to do it. I wanted something that was helping me and probably also helping others automate this process. So I wrote another RFC where I designed this system that was not, it was still blurry, but I wanted something to spawn ephemeral instances on any kind of platform that we support. So all kind of operating system, clusters, containerized environments. Install the agent from a testing pipeline, from a dev pipeline, configure the inputs, and then assert the outputs on the other side. And that was sold, because other people find that interesting too. So about the execution, I had a document out there. I had an idea of having like a one-button solution, and we already had tried as agent organization. We already tried end-to-end solutions out of the box. For example, we tried Kitchen. This is a proprietary solution where you have to use Ruby. None of our developers were familiar with Ruby. The agent code is open source and is written in Go, used to be in Python. So there were the languages that people were comfortable with. Another try was given with Argo, that is Terraform-based. It was very fast to create instances and define the test flow, but it was very hard to debug. So I wanted something that was covering all of that. I talked about my RFC during an internal event, and I found out first that people were interested about it out of my team, so cross team. And I found out that there was another RFC complementary to that, that was thinking about using Pulumi, that is an SDK to define infrastructure as code, supporting Go and Python, to define ephemeral infrastructure. Very similar to the blurry idea that I had. So we joined forces, and I got to lead a squad of 3 senior engineers. That was tough, because humans, not robots, and 3 senior engineers in a room, they express a lot of opinions. And the challenge there was to listen to everybody, choose the good solution, not the perfect solution. The perfect solution doesn't exist. And find the balance between all the opinions so that everybody were happy to work on the project, and that solution was achievable in time and liked by the people, our customer, our internal customer. So we go to adoption. I gave another talk. I gave a workshop, actually. After 6 months, we have meetups, internal meetups every 6 months. I used that chance with a very early alpha. One of the engineers in the squad was not happy with that because it was way early in the process. We tried it. We did a workshop. It was horrible. We found many bugs that we could never have found if we didn't test it early. We prepared a feedback form that was pre-filled with all the issues that we code during the workshop. We sent it over, and I started sending weekly emails with the updates of the features that we were fixing and covering. These helped with the adoption because people started to be engaged, and even we found new contributors to the project. And now the promotion. So I had a project that was working. It had the business impact. It has cross-team impact. Well, my sponsor and manager left the company. That was very tough. My organization was re-managed, and my manager back then didn't have the time. Each month it was postponing the process, and eventually an external mentor, and a step manager suggested me to take control over the situation and write my own promotion doc. And that was very, very tough because I didn't have any more energy. And eventually I found that my past manager actually wrote pretty much of the document, and my new manager accepted to have me working together with him on the promo doc. My director wanted to, or decided to try and push for the promotion, even if it could be felt like maybe early. And 1 month later, I got it. Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, it was a lot of effort, and eventually I got few takeaways from that. Build a trust network. So if I had to have feedbacks from anybody, I would have probably, and I still have, you're gonna always have it, like Taylor Swift say, haters are gonna hate. Build a trust network, find your friends, find people that trust you and that you trust, and ask them for feedback. It's gonna convey a much more trustable feedback. Have an honest communication with your manager, as Phil said. Speak up. If I didn't ask my director to lead the squad, it would be taken away by someone else that spoke up, that was confident enough to speak up. So tell your manager where you want to go. Tell them what you want to work on, what you don't want to work on, and maybe at some time you're going to have to work on things that you don't like, but at some point they are going to find a way to have you on a project that you like and love. Find projects that have business impact. Find what is meaningful for your company. And then find ways to measure it. Find the impact that you bring to the project. And ease adoption. So treat internal projects as they were external projects. So document, try to find feedbacks and iterate on the solution, and iterate through feedback. Well, I connect to the last point. Perfection doesn't exist. If we had to wait for the perfect solution, we will still be there, and the requirements in the meantime would have changed. Thank you.